Hello everyone, this will be the review of game The Black Watchmen, and the key was provided by developer. This is my first contact with this sort of game, so I have to read from the Steam page what it is. It's called Permanent Alternate Reality Game, because it connects the game itself being a sort of a hub for the player with real world web pages and other interactions with real world, which can involve emails and phone calls and even live interaction. Supposedly, I didn't personally do it, but the game supposedly allows it to some extent to actually stretch from your room and your computer into the real world. The problem is that I am from Poland and I was very unsure how this would work, how exactly I would receive a phone call from another country. I was a bit afraid of the costs and how it would work, so I just decided to not do it at all. I just left my contact with the game to the just client, to just trying to beat the puzzles and interact it from my room with my computer, just like that. I didn't extend this clearance, so I cannot say if that's working or not. It might. I'm not sure if it's really working in the entire world for everybody, but if you want, you can try it. But I cannot tell you if this is gonna work. Now, what is the game? The game is mostly an investigation puzzle game where you have to solve puzzles using a variety of methods. And generally speaking, what you get in the game is just a hint, and then you have to go outside of the game, either to specific page done by the developers, which gives you all the intel. It's not really all shown here in the game client. It's shown to some extent on a specific web page. Also, you will be directed to cryptography programs, which can change one type of code to another, for instance, hexagonal to decimal and others. You will also have to look around just using Google or Wikipedia, and even use other methods of research. You will actually have to research. At some point when I was playing this game, I had 10 pages opened in my browser because I was trying to find solution and researching online. You actually have to research online even though it's just a game. So very interesting idea, very specific. I never actually was aware that such games exist. Maybe I had some vague hints somewhere, but I never replayed anything like it. And I did play this game with big fun, and I was really astonished how it works. Now I won't be showing you much of gameplay. I don't want to make a playthrough. I just want to show you one mission and actually just the hints, because I would actually have to spoil a lot by showing you anything. So maybe I will just try to show you first mission, skipping as much as I can, just showing you the hints, and then we will just go through the interface, and that would be it. I really don't want to spoil it for you. I want you to discover the game on your own. I just also wanted to add that the game is now very cheap because there is this sale going. I'm not sure if this is because the game is somehow being advertised, or is it because of the winter sale. But right now, even if you buy all the DLC and the game itself, it's rather cheap. Like, the game is a bit over $2, and I think 3 DLCs cost around, let me just calculate, something around $4. So probably you have to pay like $6, $7 for everything right now. And normally the game is much more expensive. So I can absolutely say that, well, right at the start, I can say for me, this is 9 out of 10 and a full recommendation, unless you absolutely don't want to play anything like it. But it's a very, very unique experience. I'm really saying it truly. I played it like 5 hours because I was kind of skipping content just to check what's in there. I would be personally unable to beat all the puzzles by myself, but I used some research and some help, so I was able to see most of the content, at least from first season. But I can say that the game is very hard, but also very good. You should be satisfied. If you like anything like X-Files or Da Vinci Code, you will be right at home there. Now, it can be extremely hard, especially specific missions. So you can definitely get stuck. Luckily, there are guides online. There is a guide on Steam page. and there is also a guide on YouTube, so you can look for help, but I would recommend you to find as much solutions on your own, at least to some extent. And if you get stuck, which you probably will, then you would have to need look for help. Now let's go to mission. I'm just gonna try to find maybe, yeah, first season. Okay, so how much stuff do we have? We have 2 seasons. You have to buy the second one additionally. Then you have 3 special ops, one of which is free. And then you have 5 sandbox missions. Well, a sandbox mission can be, let's maybe look at the size just to compare. 4 missions, right? So 4 missions, and 1 mission will give you, maybe let's replay. And okay, I have to skip. If there's any info, I will skip it. Okay, so what you can get is like this. There is some weird message. You have to respond with something. You don't exactly know what you are supposed to respond. What is it? Is it a name? Is it a place? Or what the hell it's supposed to be? And all the intel, all the hint you get is this, right? You get this. And I'm not gonna tell you what to do with it. I'm not completely not gonna tell you. That's all you get, right? You can move it around like this. You can move it around like this, and that's the whole info you get. And now you have to figure out what the hell to do with it. So if you have any ideas, you can try to Google it and find solution, crack the code, and look for hints. But well, that's all you get, just a hint. Now you have to pretty much go out of the game into the real world and try to look for some kind of solution. Of course, this is a bit harder mission, so maybe we go back to just very basic first mission in the game. I'm gonna to try to maybe switch to this. I never know how to do it exactly. By the way, I do like interface. I really like interface. It's very immersive, I would say. You kind of feel like you're in a headquarters, or being some sort of an agent. You get voice acted briefings and audio files, just sometimes some recorded messages and stuff like that. You're being welcomed as an agent, so it's very, very interesting. Alright, so maybe let's switch to this first season, just to the very first mission. I'm gonna skip all the videos and stuff like that, because I don't want to spoil anything. There is like 25 missions in the game. Well, this is just the first season. The game consists of 2 seasons and additional spec ops and additional sandbox campaigns. There is more than this many missions, but this is the core of the game. A mission can have a couple of pieces. Just to beat the mission, you have to go through a couple of steps, so that's more than 25 puzzles for sure. Right, so let's go to replay. This is training, of course. Okay, so I'm gonna skip transmission because I don't wanna really show you all that messages that you get. I'm gonna try to skip it. Alright, so I'm gonna skip the video. You get shown some videos, and then somebody gives you briefing, and then you land here, and you have to unlock the second part of the mission. Can we do anything? No, it's locked. So you go to the first thing, right? You go to the first piece of the first puzzle. And now again, they say, secure channel unavailable, locate the hidden message. So you have to find a message here and print it. Just you have to, normally type it, right? You have to type the right words into this window. So generally speaking, they ask you for something. They ask you for a word, they ask you for a number, they ask you for a name or a location. You have to actually print it quite exactly. Sometimes they allow you to print it differently, write it with small letters, big letters, but sometimes you have to exactly hit the spot. If not, it's gonna just be, like if I write anything, you get this, right? It's not the right word. So you have to get exactly the message, exactly the word. Now, all you get here in this case, in this particular case, let's go to this, is this piece of information, right? I can't really stretch it, so I'm gonna just show you like this, and then we go down, and that's the message, right? That's the whole thing you get. You get this postcard and you have to find a message on it. And this mission, it's in particular, has 2 levels. So you have to do one thing, and then you have to do another thing, another message, another piece of information, another sort of intel or the same intel. And it goes from mission to different puzzles, to different questions, and you have to do very different things. It goes from architecture to medicine to chemistry to ancient history, archaeology, some fantasy to some extent. Everything is kind of like how you call it, a conspiracy theory, right? So some stuff is realistic. You even get pieces of historic documents. You can Google those documents in full form and then try to compare it and find solution there. And some stuff is completely made up. Some stuff is just fan fiction. So I'm not gonna really show you a lot more. I'm actually not gonna show you anything in terms of just the what's in the game. I can only tell you that you get hints and then you have to look outside of the game to beat them. And because all of them are different and they involve very completely different ways to do it. Sometimes it's a Google search, sometimes it's a decoding program that you have to find online. Sometimes it's like a mini game that takes place on a specific web page where you have to go and do it. So it's very big, complex system of mini games, puzzles, and kind of like a treasure hunt to some extent. So that's all I want to tell you. I don't want to tell you more because I don't want to spoil the fun. You should, if you're interested, you should find more about this game, and you should find the solutions on your own or look for help and kind of just experience the story and the content of the game. Because everything kind of boils down to those answers, right? If you know all the answers, you can just input the answers and you will be progressing. But you will skip all the fun in finding it, right? So it depends. Do you want to just see what's in the game and find it easily, like use a guide, or do you want to actually research and find every solution on your own, which can take way longer? It depends how much time you have and how good you are. I would say this: if you can beat the game on your own, you're a genius. Because for me, many puzzles in this game were completely above my head. I was completely unable to beat them. So it can be extremely frustrating and very hard. But some stuff is doable. I was able to do some stuff, but definitely not all of it. Alright, so this is the mission where you are in the mission campaign. It's just the full campaign. You can pick any mission and replay it. You can also find specific piece of information, the puzzles, and each mission has some sort of hidden message. By the way, I have no idea how you do it exactly, how you find those messages. Even if I knew the answer, I had no idea where it comes from. So, to some extent, you are supposed to find some piece of information and input it also together with the answer, the normal answer, and then you also get the puzzle, which unlocks something. As you can see, I don't have everything, so I don't even know what it unlocks, but that's just another puzzle in the puzzle. Dashboard, this is just your main base of operation. It probably just gives you, let's go maybe to the clearance level, which is the unique part of the game. Here you just mission happen by email, right? So you only interact with the game with the email, nothing else. Second level is you need to give them your phone. So now I have no idea how it would work in between countries. That's why I didn't do it. It's not because I was afraid. To some extent, I didn't exactly want to be bothered by phone calls for days, because I just wanted to see the game and tell you what it is. Not necessarily, try to beat it for weeks, because I just have other stuff to do. But most problem for me was that I had no idea how it works financially. Do they actually call you from USA to another country? I don't think so, but maybe. So you can try it, but it's on your own risk. Now there is yellow level as well, which is kind of sounds similar. You can receive phone calls or be sent puzzles by mail. Again, I have no idea how it works, but you can try to do it on your own. And then there is the green level. Supposedly only one person did it, so I have no idea how exactly it works. but as they say, you have to give a full medical exam and sign a personal injury waiver. So you can probably interact with people in a sort of real life RPG, if you ever did anything like it, some sort of real world game with NPCs and actors. That's probably something like that. But again, I didn't do it, and from what I've read, only one person did it. And this is the black level, which is classified. So I have no idea how it works. You can have your own conspiracy theory about all that stuff. I cannot tell you. Even if I knew, I wouldn't tell you. So yeah, you can just try to find, right? Does not guarantee you will be receiving all forms of communication. Exactly. So yeah, I don't think they would actually pay for phone calls from another country, right? But you can try. This one is probably just visual. It's nothing else. It's not like a class or a level that you have. It's just visual thing, probably for, role playing. Like I picked scientist. I'm pretending to be a scientist. And this one is what? This is your rank. There's 10 ranks. For some reason, only one was unlocked after I did the first season. So maybe there will be 10 seasons or something. No idea. Then we have achievements. Some of them are involving live events. So I have no idea how you can do it. But, well, I won't be doing it. I definitely won't be having a live event in another continent. So, well, sadly. But maybe if you are from that place, you can interact with that. And this is puzzle, just get puzzle pieces and eventually something unlocks. Then you have also this, which is it's supposed to show you actual locations of other people, but for me it's inactive, so I have no idea how it works. Also, sometimes you interact with this map while doing the campaign, but you just pretty much find the mission here and do it. This is supposed to show you locations of other people or other live people, but I have no idea how you can actually click anything or interact with. Apparently this is not active for me. Maybe this is because of the fact that I have red clearance. No idea if that's the reason. Maybe that's the reason, right? And then you have some information here. I don't know what that is. This is probably rank of players, but well, your guess is just as good as mine. This is what you get. Maybe this can sort of activate on higher clearance, but it's not active now, so I have no idea how it works. Also, you have this, which is very vague, and I have no idea what that is. You just have this weird picture. Nothing is clickable here, right? So that's what you get. Maybe you are supposed to, move a mouse around it. No idea. Something like this, and then there is something like this. Again, no idea what is this supposed to be, right? Maybe it's a message. Maybe those runes mean something. I have no idea. So you have those weird things. As I say, map is not active for me. Aside from the missions from the main season, we have this weird obelisk and those, well, screens, TV screens that form something. Again, no idea. Maybe it activates during events or something like this. So I guess I'm gonna stop here. Maybe we'll also go to settings. Yeah, I guess that's it, pretty much. I think all those things that you can click here only take you to this screen, so this is all the same. Settings. Yeah, maybe let's go with settings. Yeah, you only have sliders, and you can change the buffering of the video, because there's a lot of videos and briefings before missions, so you can change that. And that's it. That's the whole thing. Help center, it says, well, this official forums and Discord server. I heard that on this map you can do something called call for help, but as I say, maybe you need to activate seller phone for that, because normally you can't really do it like this. You cannot really go into any chat just by having lowest clearance. I don't know how it's actually activated, so for me, I'm just saying, for me this map is inactive. Now, did I like it? I must say yes. I really like the story. I like the puzzles, and I was, well, just seeing what's in the game. I pretty much saw the first season, all of it, but as I say, I had to use help for the puzzles because they were way too hard for me. So for me, this season took around 5 hours, but I was, as I say, I was doing very little research and a lot of help. I did research some of it, but then I kinda had to find solution and just see what's in the game to be able to tell you. and yeah, I liked it. I must say that I liked the first season. Special Ops, I completely got stuck on the first mission in the Special Ops, which is free. I don't have the other ones because they cost money, and I got the game as a review copy, so I'm just done with it. I'm happy with what I've seen in the first season. I'm done. I'm not gonna buy additional stuff for it. And then there's the sandbox. I also tried to beat anything of it, and I just was able to do one step of one mission, so I'm not very good at this, but this just roughly tells you how much you get. You get this 25 missions with sub steps in every mission in the first season, and then you have this Whitechapel thing, which is a couple of missions and a few more from sandbox. So that's what you get. This is not bad actually for just a vanilla game. As I said, the game right now is very cheap. Let me just go to dashboard. So, can I recommend it? Yes, I can absolutely recommend it fully, even if you do it outside of live event, even if you just see the story, treating it as a sort of adventure game, and just even playing it with a guide was fun. So there was a lot of interaction. I actually saw most of Intel because you get special codes that you have to enter on their website, and then you get the um, pieces of Intel. So I actually read and watched and interacted with most of that Intel. So that's a lot of different stuff, mostly documents, but not only. You have to really read through it and find for clues. It's very complicated, I must say. It's very, very hard. If you like heavy duty brain puzzles, and it's nothing like a normal puzzle game. It's really nothing. It's completely different. It's on a completely different level. So I would say this is full recommendation, 9 out of 10. I just leave 1 point for, well, some stuff might be better, right? There's always a place for improvement, but I don't really have anything negative about this game. Maybe I would like to see more information, like what's what and how it works, because as I say, why, for instance, this world map is not active? What is the obelisk? What is those TV screens? How exactly you get puzzle pieces? Because I was like, well, okay, but how am I supposed to know where is any info? Like, I didn't see anything else aside from the actual answer, let's say in first mission, but there is supposedly somewhere additional piece of information aside from just the answer. There's also this puzzle piece, which is just extremely hard and hard to find. Mostly it was just something that I would never even think about. I won't tell you what it was, but it was just, well, if you give me the answer, I will be like, well, I still have no idea how you did it, how you got to that answer. So it's just extremely hard. And overall, I have really nothing negative about this game. It's a very unique experience, very weird game, but you will probably like it unless you completely don't want to experience anything like it. Just knowing and researching previously what it is, because I'm on purpose, I'm not saying too much about this game. I think that the part of this game is to find stuff on your own, to research on your own. So you should actually research this game and get to know what it is. So that's why I'm not giving you much information. You have to decide on your own. Do you want to do this? And as I say, this is just a very specific game, a very specific genre, this permanent alternate reality game, which is the first time I ever heard about it. So now you have to find it. You have to look for the store page for this game, find out what it is, and then Google it, and then realize if this is something you would like to do. Would you like to actually do some kind of real life research to beat a puzzle or an adventure game or an investigation game, which to some extent stretches into real world and into conspiracy theories. It's a very specific experience. I did like it. I really enjoyed it. Even though normally I don't necessarily play games like this. I played a couple of investigation games, couple of adventure games, but they're usually not my area of interest. This one really caught my interest. I was actually going through it in one sitting. I think it was one or two afternoons when I was actually researching and looking for information, even looking for guides was to some extent a research. I had to find people who were able to beat the game and kind of realize how they found the right solutions, how they get to this piece of information, because I wasn't stopping at just getting the code for the next mission. I was like, okay, but how did you get that code? How did you actually research it? Where does it come from? And when I was watching a guy who actually was beating the game on his own, I guess, or maybe he was just a good actor, he was pretending that he's researching, no idea. I was like, he's a genius, because I would never be able to do it. But really, the game is going to take you from place to completely different areas of knowledge. So you will be researching completely different things. As I say, it's medicine, it's architecture, it's history, it's conspiracy theories, it's cryptography, all kinds of stuff. So I'm gonna leave you with this. I leave the Black Watchmen 9 out of 10 and a full recommendation, especially because the game is very cheap. You can absolutely grab the game on sale like now, and it's actually very cheap for the vanilla game. And if you like what you see, you can also grab additional DLCs or second season on sale, because it's not expensive on sale. Actually, the whole game is not expensive if you grab it on sale. So I'm not a big fan of selling games in pieces, but this one is actually very cheap, and it does give you a lot of content, a lot of well, puzzle solving, we can say. But as I said before, don't treat it like a puzzle genre, a puzzle game where you like do some logical movement, some pieces move around and you are supposed to do some sudoku or something like it. No, this is completely higher level. This is top level, I would say, top notch. So I really felt like an agent, like a special investigator working for some government secret agency. The immersion level is very high, and if you like anything like it, then you would definitely be well, mesmerized by this game. I was really going places where I would never go on my own because of this game. It just took me on a great journey. So I can truly say it was a lot of fun. Very unique game. I don't think I ever played anything like it. So full recommendation. That was the Black Watchmen, a 9 out of 10, and I will see you guys in the next review.